Hey guys, I'm Chris Brady from chrisbrady.com, and today I want to talk a little bit more about patience. Patience is something that every parent tells me they need more of. Especially during these times right now where we've got about 8 other roles on us other than the ones that we were already doing before COVID. We need to develop more patience. It's very difficult to do this. And a lot of people don't understand that this is a skill that you can actually develop. So, what I want to do is tell a little story about typically, I like to break things down into 3 minute intervals. That's 180 seconds. Do you have 180 seconds? Yes, everyone does. So, what we want to do is really start to change the language. Okay, so this is what I did with one dad. I was at the gym and I was listening in on a conversation, as I often do. And the dad was talking to someone on the phone about his son with autism. And they were two boys, they're twins, they're both autistic, and one is experiencing more difficulties than the other in different behaviors and sensory sensitivities and whatnot. And the dad was really feeling like, I don't really know where to go with this kid, and I'm not sure what to do. We can't bring him anywhere. He's often afraid of different things. So getting him into the car is almost like a traumatic response right there. He doesn't want to go. He's fighting it all the time. And so anyways, he gets off the phone, and me being me, I approach him and say, hey, I heard that your son is autistic and this is what I do for a living. So, just wondering if I can maybe offer some suggestions for helping you. And he was like, yeah, sure. I'll take anything you got. Do you have something for when they will not get in the car? Like, I'm running out of time. I'm running out of patience by that time. And I don't have it in me to keep doing this. And I said, okay, so let's go back to, what is happening when he won't get in the car. And so he says, he's often just kind of staring off into space. He's kind of just standing in the front yard and he's not really moving. He's just kind of looking up into the trees. And I said, okay, do you have 180 seconds at that time? 3 minutes, 180 seconds. Do you have that? And he's like, well, yeah, I don't feel like I do. And I said, I understand that. Like, in our minds, we're constantly thinking of the next thing, right? We got to get to the car. We got to get to that event. We're going to be late if we don't go right now, blah, 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 blah. But if you calmed yourself down enough to take a few deep breaths and said, do I have 180 seconds to give to this child right now? Because if you're able to give that 3 minutes, then you are going to start to shift everything. And you're actually going to find out that you have way more time because you're giving this 3 minutes to developing a skill. So he says, okay, what is it? So I said, in those 3 minutes, I want you to just really have a look at what he's looking at. There is something that's caught his attention and he's trying to communicate with you, right? This child's nonverbal. He's trying to communicate with you by his behavior that something needs to slow down. He wants to show you something. He's waiting, right? So he goes home. I see him probably almost 2 weeks later at the gym, just happen to bump into him again and go up and approach him and say, did you try it? And he says, yeah. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is something that we're going to do from now on. He said, I took 3 minutes, and he said it was hard for me because I was in a rush and I felt like, I shouldn't have to take this 3 minutes right now. He's already making me late. I'm sick of being late for things, but I did it. And I literally only gave 3 minutes. Like, I just thought, if this isn't working, then I'm not going to do it. And he said what he was looking at were the leaves in the tree. And he just kept staring at them. And so I did what he did. He said, I got down on his level and I knelt down to his level and I started to look where he was looking, and I could see the sun shining through the leaves. And it was almost, it was changing the color and it was kind of cascading this really beautiful light. And he said, I've never, ever taken the time to notice something like that. And I said to my son, I see what you're looking at. And he pointed to it. And, he went over to the tree and showed him, like, I'm taking this time to see the world the way that you're seeing it right now. And that bond, the son, it was like he acknowledged that his view was being valued. His time was being seen as, I'm taking this time out for a moment, and this is also valuable. It's also valuable to look at things in a different way, to take those few minutes. And the dad had acknowledged that by being a part of that experience with his son. And he said, from now on, that's what we do. I go out there, and even if I have to get out there a little bit early in order to make sure that I have that few minutes and I don't feel that rush, right? And he said, that is changing the way that I'm able to see how he's communicating with me. So these are little tips and tricks. And I've talked about the course that's coming out. I'm going to be, talking more about it next week. But it's all about learning these tips and tricks, because it's not just to, help connect ourselves with our children. I mean, that's priority one for sure. But this stuff helps us connect us with ourselves. And that's what you won't notice right away, and you'll be very resistant to it. But that's essentially what this is going to do for you. And it's going to shift everything. So again, I'm Chris Brady, and I want you to love your view of the world, and I want you to teach your children how to love theirs too. Have a great day, guys. I'll talk to you soon.